gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. And for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with this channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I also have another YouTube channel, my smaller channel, called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos living in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And also, the subscriber mode has been enabled. Okay, what does that mean? Sorry about that. That means if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who've already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined, I really appreciate your continued support. I also want to send a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly Instagram and TikTok. I also want to send a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so already, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight, why join the union? So I'm going to be talking to you about why, if you have the opportunity to belong to a union, you should do so. Which I will do is I will discuss some of the benefits that are involved. But before we get into the topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, there's been some chatter here on social media regarding some changes when it comes to food stamp benefits. Among them is like basically you will not be able to use food stamp benefits to buy junk food like cookies and chips and ice cream and processed food, that you'll have to use your food stamp benefits to actually buy food, and that people are having a connection fit about it. It's like, well, first of all, the whole point is you should be using that to buy food in order to maintain a healthy diet. Now, if you want to go and spend money on junk food, spend your own money. Okay. Don't be griping on social media how you cannot use your food stamp benefits to buy cookies and chips and what have you. And also certain changes uh, regarding the criteria, meaning that people are actually going to have to work or do getting some sort of work-related activity. I think part of the problem is people have lost, um, lost the concept that these social programs are there to provide temporary assistance to those who are in need. Now, there are some individuals who, for medical or mental health reasons, are not able to hold on a job. So they should be able to receive those benefits as long as they are qualified. But the fact that you have people who are two, three, four generations receiving social programs and not doing jack to try to improve this situation, uh, that's called milking the system for all it's worth. I mean, look, all of us are having to deal with high food prices. All of us have to deal with paying a huge portion of our income for housing and food and what have you. So it really does get very irritating when you see people receiving social service programs and they're complaining they cannot use it to buy snacks. Okay. If you really want to snack on something, how about fruits? What about peanuts? Okay. I mean, that's a much healthier snack. And really, some of these people, I hate to say this, some of these people who are complaining, um, they need to do something, um, try to get on a diet and ease the pressure on their joints. That's just my point of view. And I'm sure I'm gonna have someone from the fat pride brigade that's gonna be upset with me about making those remarks. I mean, hey, you don't like my remarks, you don't have to listen to them. Okay, you can actually go and watch other people pontificate, so to speak. And the next thing to talk about is, of course, we're now into month, the second month of the current administration, and lo and behold, all the crazy stuff that I talked about that was going to happen has been happening. With the fact that trying to get rid of thousands of federal and municipal employees and hire them with a bunch of cronies and things of that nature. And one thing I didn't think would happen is we didn't have all these different plane crashes and people accidents and things in the air. Um, and the fact that this administration has seen fit to fire people at a time when they need more people. I mean, I wish someone would explain to me how having less people to the job is to make our airways safe. In all fairness, flying is still one of the most safest modes of transportation. Because you do have people that are trained to fly airplanes. Okay, and of course, um, this month will soon be over, and of course, with March, it talks about we're thinking about springtime, and of course, springtime thinking about baseball season, and also March is Women History Month, where we acknowledge the achievement that women have made, and women have achieved many, many milestones, many achievements, not just in the area of sports, but in medicine and in politics. And in some countries, uh, there are women who actually been heads of state. and many of them have done a great job. It's just that for whatever reason, some of us have a huge issue with women being the head of state. I think we eventually are going to have a woman president, but the problem is the expectations are going to be so high that it's going to be very hard for any competent woman to achieve them. We shall wait and see. But in any case, uh, we're going to go to the main topic. Now, before I continue, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to hit that link and opine regarding tonight's topic, they can do so. Again, let me make this perfectly clear. If I have never seen you before, if I never heard from you before, I will insist that you cam up in the backstage to make sure that no one flashes anything inappropriate, which will cause the people of YouTube to take down their stream. Now, this week's schedule is going to be a little different because due to a commitment which I have tomorrow night, which is the reason why I'm doing a stream tonight. I'll do one on Tuesday, and then on Friday will be the stream when I discuss open discussion. Now, why join a union? Okay, first of all, let me just state for the record that I happen to belong to a union myself. Okay, I haven't belonged to District Council 37 here in New York, which is one of the largest municipal unions here in New York City. And there are many benefits to belonging to a union. One thing we do have to bear in mind that there was once a time where you worked 6 days a week. Uh, you worked many hours. Um, Wages was low. The work conditions were not safe. Uh, there was nothing as far as job protections concerned. There was nothing. I mean, there was nothing in regards to uh, employment laws regarding children working. Women were being exploited, things of that nature. So, thanks to the unions, we have many benefits. Okay, among them is a 35-hour work week, which is basically you work from Monday to Friday, um, and you work 7 hours each day with an hour duty free for lunch. Now, considering the fact that in the 19th century, the typical employee would work, say, 10 to 12 hours a day and gotten not much of a salary, okay, uh, and having to work in dangerous and work environments. That's a big blessing, okay, because with a 35-hour work week, you are able to spend time with your family. You're able to rest and enjoy the weekend. Another thing that comes along with belonging to the union is job security. Okay, if you belong to a union, it's it's difficult. It's I mean, you can lose your job, but it's more of a detailed process that the employee has to undergo before your employment is terminated. Okay, and for those of us who are in municipal employment, okay, those of us who actually receive our employment being selected through a civil service exam, that meant that you have protection. That meant your job was secure, and you have to go. There is a thing called due process. Another a benefit belonging to a union is, of course, you get things like paid leave. Okay, things like vacation days, sick days. Uh, in some places, you get personal days, like 1 or 2 personal days. So just something to bear in mind that as a municipal employee, you start off with 3 weeks of paid annual leave, which is 15 days of annual leave starting. And as you continue to uh, work, you begin to earn your the more annual leave. Also, you can you can accumulate annual leave. Okay. Also, you get sick leave. Okay, which means that if for whatever reason you became ill and you need to see a doctor or for a doctor's appointment, uh, you can use your sick leave and get your regular paycheck. I mean, one thing that has been a big blessing for me is that the times where I've been out on medical leave because of the fact that I had procedures that was done, which require weeks of recuperation, I have saved enough time, paid time in the books where I will be able to remain on payroll while I recover, plus getting short-term disability. That is a huge advantage that you have as a municipal, as a union person. The fact that that you are able to to use your paid leave when it's necessary. And of course, belonging to a union, there are opportunities for promotion, um, whether it be through gaining skills or whether it be taking promotional exams. Okay, let me just give you a case in point. Um, when you take a civil service exam and you get selected for a position, and then once you complete the probationary period, which is usually 12 months, that makes you eligible to take the promotional exam for your title once the exam becomes available. And of course, hopefully, you will do well in the promotional exam. Not only that you pass the exam, but that you score high enough, reach a high enough of a score where you could be called off of a promotional list and then be offered a position. Of course, another benefit when it comes to um, being belonging to the union is you have wonderful healthcare benefits. Okay, um, the fact that that you're able to see a doctor regarding your health and regarding the fact that you're able to see doctors, you see specialists without paying huge fees because you belong to a medical plan. That is always a big advantage. Another advantage is to belonging to a union is the fact that the knowledge that you will be working in a safe environment. And then when I mean a safe environment, what that means is an environment where you don't have to worry about any substance that makes you ill, making sure that there's certain safety protocols are in place and things of that nature. And if heaven, you know, and heaven forbid, if you have, if you slip and fall, there are safety protocols involved. And there's all sorts of government regulations that are exist and make sure that all of us are working in a safe environment. Okay. And and it's not just that, making sure that you are reasonably comfortable. Okay. Making sure that you have an appropriate chair for you to sit at, making sure that your equipment is working properly, whether it be your computer, whether it be your telephone, or internet service. Okay, these are benefits that you will get as a member of a union. Also, another a benefit belong to a union is what called due process. And let me explain what does that mean. Let's say you are accused of any violation of agency of your employing guidelines, or maybe you might be accused of not following directives from your superior, things of that nature. Due process, what that means is that they have to present accusations, and then you have to give an opportunity to respond, and assistance from your union to make sure that all your rights are protected and things of that nature. If you require legal representation, it is there. If you require a representative from the union to speak on your behalf, to advocate for you, that's another advantage that you have belonging to a union, and it's all part of due process. Another benefit that you have belonging to a union is, of course, pensions. Okay, which is very important. I mean, it, just think about it. You hold your job, say 20, 30, or 40 years with the same employer. And it's very reassuring that you to know that once you're it's time for you to retire, that you will have the help to live no, live on is your pension, your social security. Also, if you invest in other instruments like deferred compensation or 401k program, where your money would be invested and would be there for you to start taking out once you're retired. Okay. When I retire, I'm gonna have the benefit uh, of a pension. I'm gonna have the benefit of Social Security. Plus, I'm gonna have the benefit of um, deferred compensation. So when I retire, I'm gonna have three streams of income, which means I'll be able to retire reasonably well. Another advantage that you have working working for a union is that you are able to obtain educational benefits. Like, let's say you decide that you want to, further your education. Let's say you want to pursue a master's degree, or maybe you might just want to learn some some additional skills to enhance your job skills. Well, belonging to a union, you are able to receive educational benefits. Okay. Um, Another benefit, and actually this is something that's very unique um, with the local I belong to, which is SSEU Local 371. We have what's called a childcare subsidy. And what that means is that if you have children under the age of 13, you can receive a subsidy to help defray some of the costs um, in childcare. Now, mind you, one thing we need to bear in mind that today childcare can be very expensive. Another thing we also that bear in mind that a lot of the people who belong to unions are single parents. Many of them women. Okay, so so they have to have the responsibility of working and then paying for childcare and things of that nature, and all the responsibility that a single mom will have. Now, mind you, um, what we provide is $300 a year of child care for one child, $400 a year for child care for two children, and $500 a year for child care for three or more children. Now, grant you, this is not a lot of money, but at least it's some money. Okay, what that does it helps pay some of the costs with regarding child care. Or because we know childcare is very expensive. One thing that's a huge benefit is that thanks to unions, um, many people was able to leave poverty and enter the middle class. Now, some of them join unions due to the fact that they have um, white collar positions. Well, at the same time, there are other people who have blue collar positions. In other words, positions where it's not based on the college education, but based on a employable uh, trade that they have. Okay, I mean, there are unions for plumbers, there are unions for construction workers, there are unions for various types of like social service, like like uh, service interesting positions, like porters, um, doormen, okay, and maintenance people, okay. So thanks to unions, many people were able to be, enter the middle class. And I see here, oopsie, and I see here with someone watching in Instagram. Shalom hermano, que Dios te bendiga. Gracias por su visita allí por Instagram. En esta noche estoy hablando sobre los beneficios de ser parte de un sindicato. Uh, I apologize. It's just that I have someone uh, watching in Instagram, okay, and of course he speaks Spanish. So just want to acknowledge his presence. So for the benefit of those who are just tuning in now, I'm talking about the benefits of being part of a union. Okay. And of course, I was able um, to enter the middle class um, by being part of a union. Okay. I was able to I was able to go to college, got a bachelor's degree, and I have been working as a municipal employee for over 25 years. Okay. And which is another benefit is job security. Okay. The fact that you know, the knowledge that you're knowing that you have a secure job. Okay. And that you cannot be arbitrarily dismissed from your job. Okay. And also, um, people, people, one or two people had made threats about me losing my job. But one thing that that person failed to take into consideration is that a my employment is through civil service, basically it's through merit, and b I belong to a very strong union which will defend me in case anyone tries to have me fired without just cause. Okay, so let me just excuse me. And of course, another benefit belonging to a union is a sense of belonging. Okay, in a way, it's kind of like an extended family. Okay, um, and the reason why I say it's like an extended family because one thing we do is that we look after each other. So we're like a community. Okay, and the way we see it is that when someone does harm to one, it's doing harm to all. And of course, another benefit belonging to a union is the diversity. Okay. In fact, in my local, I mean, we have uh, different different groups of individuals. Okay, we have people who are liberal. We have people who are conservative. We have people who are uh, heterosexual. We have people who belong to the LGBTQ plus community. Okay, we have people of different nationalities. Okay, we have people of different political viewpoints. We have people from different religious viewpoints. Okay, and all of us belong to an organization, which is a union. Okay, and the beauty part is in its diversity. Okay, and another thing that's beautiful is that we can celebrate each member of our community, whether it be Black history, whether it be Jewish heritage, whether it be Latino heritage, okay, uh, women's history, things of that nature. Uh, Here in our local, we acknowledges all the achievement of the different groups and things of that nature. We even have in our local, we have a committee for people who have served in the armed forces. Okay, and I first of all, a huge shout out to anyone that have actually served this country uh, faithfully. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, thanks to you, all of you, we enjoy the rights and privileges that we do have. Let's see what else. Um, Also, there are other benefits that are very unique to certain unions. Like for example, uh, my union actually helped me to become a homeowner. You ask me how did it happen? Well, District Council 37, which is the union I belong to, has a program for first-time homeowners. Okay, where what they do is they help people to get their first home, whether it be a house, whether it be a condo, or whether it be a co-op. Okay, so what they did was first of all, they helped me to get a pre-approval form for mortgage. They helped me to get a real estate agent, which will help me to look for a home. I was also able to get some grant money to help to pay for the closing costs, which could be 5 to 7% of the closing costs. And I see here we have Don Armando in the chat. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, I want to let everybody know that my friend Don Armando has his YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that you show some love for him and check out his content and subscribe to the channel. So the topic for tonight is why join the union. So for the last 14 minutes or so, I've been discussing the benefits that does come belonging to a union. Okay, and in my case, my union helped me to get my home. So first of all, they arranged me to work with a mortgage person. They helped me to arrange with a real estate person. Also, they helped me to get an inspector to do an inspection on the property, and also an attorney to help deal with all the legal issues um, as far as obtaining a home. And of course, the day came where for the signing, where I had to sign a whole bunch of legal documents. Okay, so thanks to my union, I was able um, to get my own home, and I didn't have to put in a lot of money. Okay, I put on a down payment. I'm not going to say how much, but I was able to get my own apartment. So huge shout out to District Council 37. So some other benefits, and now some of these benefits I'm going to talk about is applicable to the local that I belong to. Okay, like what we have, what's called a crisis intervention program. Well, what that is that it's a program where members of my local, if they're dealing with some personal issues and things like that, um, they're able to speak with a trained social worker who is a member of my local for a short time basis. And among the things that they can get is grief counseling in the event that they experience a loss, whether it be a loss of a loved one or maybe a loss of a co-worker that passed away. So they are able to obtain um, short-term counseling. I know this was a huge blessing for me when I dealt with the members of my family passing away. It was a big blessing knowing that I was able to reach out to the crisis intervention program, and I was able to get some counseling to help deal with the grief. Okay, that's one thing. Um, it could be very difficult dealing with the loss of a loved one or someone very close to you. Okay, um, regardless of the circumstances. And of course, one thing we do have to bear in mind is that everyone deals with grief differently. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that we have this crisis intervention program for the members who are dealing with um, personal issues. Also, if you're dealing with issues with addiction, where they're able to get assistance to help deal with those addictions. So therefore, it does not have a negative effect on their employment. Okay, and of course, another benefit that, and this is applicable to my local, is that whenever there is a civil service exam, my local does provide what's called prep courses to help you prepare. Okay, whether it be something that's entry level or promotion. Okay, and that is a huge advantage. Okay, considering um, the way most people advance in municipal government is through promotional examinations, which means not only scoring high enough, which means not just passing the exam, but scoring high enough in the exam that you'll be called off a promotional list and hopefully being offered a position. Okay. Another benefit is, of course, prescription benefits. Okay. Now, there are some of us that have to take a great deal of medication due to our multiple health issues. And sometimes that medication can be very expensive. One of the benefits is when you belong to our local is the prescription benefits where yes, you have to pay for it, but it's not going to be as expensive, okay? Which is a big blessing if you're taking multiple medications for multiple issues. Another benefit that's relative to us is that you can speak to an attorney regarding getting a will in place, regarding having a healthcare proxy. Okay. Also, if you have other legal issues to distress, whether it be uh, an adoption, or if you need legal representation regarding a civil matter or even a criminal matter, as a member of our local, you're able to obtain legal services. You are able to obtain the services of an attorney, which is a big help considering that you can spend hundreds of dollars uh, for legal services if you did not belong to a union. So that's a big help. Okay. And the fact I was able to get a real estate attorney and I just have to pay a small fee, that is a huge blessing. Also, some of the benefits. Another benefit that comes along being in our local is pension counseling. Okay, now those of you who never worked for the city, okay, to begin the process to retiring, it's very deep paper oriented. There's a lot of forms that need to fill out, and usually it can be very time consuming. Usually at my job, they ask you to give like 90 days before you put in your retirement. So of course, when pension counseling, you have an opportunity to speak with someone regarding to assist you to file for retirement. Okay, which means first of all, it means making sure that all the forms are filled out correctly regarding the payment of your pension. Also, as far as selecting what's going to be your health plan when you retire, and of course, once you reach 65, your primary health care will be Medicare, and then you'll have a medical coverage, which is like a sub, like that will cover uh, some of the costs that Medicare does not cover because um, a good portion of your pension and your income can be eaten up by medical costs, so it does help. Also, another thing that's a big advantage for people in my local is we have what's called an annuity. So what the city does is they take a certain amount of money and they invest it. Okay. And then once you retire, you can either take the money invested and you can roll it into another investment, or you can cash it in, and of course you just have to pay the income taxes involved, um, because of course it is income. Okay. And of course, one through okay, I have heard some of my colleagues, some of the things that they've gone through when it comes to retirement. It is very detail oriented, and it's a blessing knowing that you know that when it comes time for me to retire, that I can speak with someone that can assist me with the whole process. Let's see what else. Also, another benefit belonging to a union is that you will be treated fairly. You would be treated fairly. In other words, whatever contracts are there will be equitably enforced, which means you're not going to be exploited, which means you're not going to be discriminated against, which means you're not going to, I mean, they cannot discriminate against gender or sexual orientation, nationality, or political affiliation or other areas. And of course, you are provided a safe environment um, in order to work. When I mean safe environment, making sure that your workspace is well lit, making sure that your desk is working properly, making sure that your computer is working properly, making sure your telephone's working properly, making sure that whatever equipment that you use is working properly, making sure you're not exposed to any harmful chemicals or anything in the air, making sure that you have appropriate climate control, meaning making sure that in the summertime you don't sweat like a pig or you don't freeze like a penguin. So that's what I mean by a safe environment. Okay. And of course there are protocols in place in case, God forbid, you get injured on the job. Okay. Or if you have to go on medical leave, is you get disability. Now normally we'll have to pay like a certain amount of money, but you are entitled to get short-term disability, which is a big blessing, okay? Because the fact that I had enough time with the books, which meant I was able to get my paycheck while recovering from surgery, plus getting short-term with disability because you got to help to pay some of the costs as far as medication, things of that nature. Also, if, as far as some of the supplies that I needed, um, such as a walker, such as a cane, such as devices to help me to dress. Also, as far as a shower bench, so I can bathe safely without worrying about slipping and falling, things of that nature. So these are some of the other benefits that are included being belonging to a union. Now, one thing we have to bear in mind: are unions perfect? No. Okay. But any responsible, okay, I'm going to say responsible union because I don't believe in using the term good or bad because good or bad is too subjective. But any responsible union will take accountability. Okay. They will be transparent. Okay. I know for a fact my local is very transparent. Okay. As far as letting people know what's going on and things of that nature. And there's also a love of accountability. If for whatever reason that I suspected that a person that worked for the union did not perform his or her duty um, properly, I do have a recourse which I can call and I can voice my concerns, and then the union will investigate, and then the union will take action, and if necessary, let that person go, and that person will just go back to whatever uh, what was their current civil service title, whatever that might be. So these are some of the benefits. Okay, one thing we have to bear in mind that these benefits were not given freely by management out of the goodness of their heart. These are benefits that took years of negotiation with. These are also benefits where people actually shed their blood and died for some of these benefits. One of the problems that I see with some of these young people is that they're not mindful fully uh, regarding the benefits. They're not fully mindful what transpired for these benefits to take place. I think some of them assume that they always existed and they always will exist. No, it does that. All these benefits that I've spoken to, and then many others, were fruits of years of negotiation. Okay. And sometimes striking. Okay. In order for us to obtain the benefits, which another benefit is what's called collective bargaining. And what does that mean is that instead of you reaching out to your employer and advocating for yourself as far as wages, as far as opportunities for promotion, as far as safe work environment, things of that nature, addressing unsafe conditions. When you belong to a union, the union advocates for you as a collective. That is a big difference. Okay. Because you know the saying, there's strength in numbers. Okay. It's one thing when you try to advocate for yourself against an employer that has hundreds of employees or even thousands of employees. Chances are you're not going to be very successful. However, when you belong to a union that is a collective where they advocate for your rights, that's a different story. There's a high likelihood that they're going to succeed in obtaining those rights and privileges that we as members enjoy. So, in any case, I have been speaking for almost an hour. So I just want to let everybody know that the link is there. Should anyone wishes to hit that link and opine, they can do so. Uh, of course, you're more than welcome to enter your comments in the chat as well. Should no one chooses to opine or join the panel, um, I will start to wrap this up. It's just that um, last week I did a stream regarding the myths regarding the Freedom Foundation. So I wanted to illustrate what are some of the benefits that are involved belonging to a union. And there are many. There are many. Of course, sometimes people can be can have a negative view of unions. Um, that's more or less have to do with having a negative experience by a union rep or maybe a grievance rep or someone that that person did not perceive that they did a professional job advocating for that person. Okay. And in fact, I have a situation where I have someone on my floor that was not happy with the way that person was serviced for members of the local, and it left this person with a very bitter taste. And one of the things, and of course I state this while not acknowledging the person's disappointment, that an imperfect union is better than no union at all. Okay. And again, do we make mistakes? Yes. Sometimes we make some horrible mistakes. But that's why there is accountability, okay, for our actions. And I, as a union rep, one of the things that I tell people, the members all the time, is this: the membership can fire me. The membership can fire me. And what do I mean by that? They hire me by voting for me to be be a union rep. And it's also the same thing applies as being a trustee, because I'm also a trustee of my law. And of course, they can fire me by not by when it's my time to run for re-election. They can fire me by not voting for me. And if enough members see fit not to vote for me, guess what? I'm not going to get re-elected. It's that simple. Okay. And what that does, it keeps me grounded and helps me to bear in mind that I am accountable uh, to uh, to the members of my local. Okay, so and of course I take a great deal of pride in what I do. So therefore, as a result, as a union rep, I try very hard uh, to make sure that whatever information that they need, they are provided, and I try my best to represent them to the best of my ability, to the extent that I'm able. Okay, so and I consider myself very blessed to belong to a great union like SSE Local 371 and to be a union rep. So I see here it's a slow night. Of course, Sunday other streams are live and other people are doing other things and people are getting ready to go to work for tomorrow. So I get it. Most likely people are going to watch this on the playback. But just to sum it up, um, there are more benefits belonging to a union than not belonging to a union. That's my take on it. Okay. So I'm gonna be doing a stream on Tuesday night at 9:30 when I'm gonna be talking about how to deal with disappointments. We all have to deal with disappointments from various points of our life, whether it be because our plans did not succeed, whether it be because we were not able to get the law pictures we want, or we didn't get the promotion, or we didn't get the opportunity. So we're going to talk about how to deal with disappointments. Okay. Of course, the playback game, do your thing. Just ask that whatever remarks that you make, just try to keep it respectable. Okay. And of course, I'm going to end this the same way I always end it. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally, intellectually challenged because if we fail to do that, we will be infected by the stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, and peace.